Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Data Engine, all things data. My name is Megha Bedi and I work as a cloud engineer at Google Cloud. In this video, we are diving into a super exciting topic that's changing the world as we know it, generative AI. Have you seen those incredible AI generated images online? Or maybe even used a tool like ChatGPT or Gemini? That's GenAI in action. In this video, we'll break down what GenAI is, what makes it tick, and how it's being used to do some truly amazing things. Before talking about GenAI, let's talk about AI first. AI is a broad term that involves creating images, creating machines that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. This includes things like learning, problem solving, and decision making. It consists of robotics or computer vision or machine learning, etc. Machine learning is a more specific term and is a core part of AI that focuses on enabling machines to learn from data without explicit programming. So you feed the data into the machine learns from it and gives you the output, and this process goes over again and learning continues. Think about your smartphone recommending music, or GPS finding the fastest route, or even spam filters keeping your inbox clean. That's all AI. AI basically aims to mimic human intelligence to make our lives easier and solve more complex problems. Now that we have discussed about the AI and ML, we can talk about Gen AI. Gen AI is a special type of AI that goes beyond just analyzing data. It is a subset of artificial intelligence. It can actually generate new content. Imagine AI writing a captivating story, composing a symphony, or designing a stunning piece of art. That's the magic of Gen AI. Going by the definition, a generative AI model can take what it has learned from the examples it's been fed and create something entirely new based on that information. The term generative here signifies the ability of these models to generate entirely new outputs. It can be your images, it can be your text, or music, or even your videos. So, generative AI is a subset of artificial intelligence, as you can see in the picture, that focuses on models capable of producing original and creative content based on the information they have learned from the examples. One of the example of generative AI is the large language models, LLMs, which I'll be discussing in detail in my other video. So now let's talk about the fundamental elements that drive generative AI models and enable them to generate novel and realistic outputs. The first essential component of generative AI is data generation. When we talk about data generation, Gen AI models are like sponges, absorbing massive amounts of data. This data can be anything, your text, images, code, music, audio, video, anything. The model learns the patterns and relationships within this data. For example, if you want to create an AI that writes stories, you would feed it thousands of books, articles, and scripts. Second component is neural networks. Now, neural networks are the brains of generative AI. They are complex algorithms inspired by the human brain that process the data and learn to generate new content. There are different types of neural networks used in GenAI, like generative adversarial networks, GANs, variational autoencoders, VAEs, and large language models, LLMs. Maybe I'll discuss all of these in some other video. Each of these models have its own strengths and is used for different tasks. Now, the third component is the training process, and this is actually where the magic happens. The Gen AI model is trained using the data and optimization techniques to fine-tune its ability to generate realistic and creative outputs. For example, you can think it of like practicing an instrument. The more you practice, the better you become at playing. Similarly, the more a GenAI model is trained, the better it becomes at generating a high quality confidence. Now, so these were the three key components of generative AI. Now let's take a look into how does Gen AI actually works. Imagine a chef learning to cook. They start by observing other chefs, tasting different dishes, and experimenting with ingredients. Then, over time, they develop an understanding of flavors, techniques, and how to combine different ingredients to create delicious meals. Gen AI actually works in a very similar way. It starts with a massive amounts of data, like a chef's cookbook filled with recipes. This data is fed to the neural network, which acts like a chef's brain, learning the patterns and the structures within the data. Now, the steps in how this works is the first step is the data input. The generative AI model is fed a huge data set of text, images, code, or any other type of data. The second step is the pattern recognition. The neural network analyzes the data, identifies the patterns, relationships, and the underlying structures. It's like the chef learning how different flavors work together. After this comes the representation learning. The model learns to represent the data in a compressed format, capturing the essence of the information. This is like the chef is internalizing the key principles of cooking. After this comes the generation. Based on the learned patterns, the model generates a new content by sampling from the learned distribution. It's like chefs creating a new dish based on the knowledge plus experience. The last step in this process is refinement. The generated output is often refined through feedback loops or optimization techniques to improve its quality and realism. The chef might taste a dish and adjust the seasoning to make it perfect. Sometimes chef taste the dish, they find the salt is less and they put more salt. This is how they adjust the seasoning, right? To sum this process is, let's say, if you are training a generative AI model to write stories, it will learn the structure of sentences, the flow of narratives, and the relationships between the characters from the text data it's been trained on. Then it can use this knowledge to generate new and original stories. I hope by now you got what GenAI is and how it works. As the last part of this video, let's take a look at different GenAI use cases. First, there are a lot of different use cases, but I have listed few of them. One of the few use cases is the content creation. This is where GenAI truly shines. From writing stories, poems, articles, to generating stunning visuals, composing music, producing a short video clips and animations, there's a lot GenAI brings with it. Second use case is the summarization. So GenAI can condense large amounts of information into concise summaries, making it easier to digest complex topics. For example, summarizing the news articles, extracting the key points from the articles, health reports, or legal documents. It can even generate summaries of the meetings, saving times and improving the productivity. Third use case is research and discovery. GenAI can accelerate research in various fields by generating new drug candidates and predicting their effectiveness. It can design new materials with specific properties. It can identify patterns and insights in large data sets for data analysis. Another use case is automation. GenAI can automate repetitive tasks as well. It can free up human time and resources. For example, You can see a lot of customer service AI powered chatbots that handle customer inquiries. It can automate data entry and processing. It can even filter out harmful or inappropriate content online. It can even generate code for the developers based on their use case. So, as Gen AI continues to evolve, we can even expect more groundbreaking applications of it. These are just few. There's a lot more use cases to it, and we can see a lot more things coming up in future. So, guys, this was all for this video. Thanks for watching.